Night endings, knights against knights. Well, how hard can it be? Well, usual sorts of things apply. Two pawns or more ahead, you're probably going to win. It's not interesting if only one side controls the queen square, and so this situation might be typical of what's critical, and critical for more than one reason. This is on the edge of the board now. We sometimes found it hard to win when there were just kings on the board because of a rook's pawn. You can't get around both sides of the pawn, and therefore the king runs out of squares and gets stalemate. But it helps us if we're attacking, because the defending knight can't get around both sides of the pawn. So actually, in minor piece endings, with knights and bishops, rook's pawns actually can be a bit of a help. Whereas if you're playing rook against rook, rook's pawns are often a bit of a bore. Let's have a look at some of this. So the way through with this, actually, as usual, stop and have a go yourselves. But the way to win this one is to play knight to g6. So the plan is, well, in this position, what do you think the threat is? It's to play a check here, and we're either going to swap the knight or just decoy the knight, and then we can play our queen up. So the enemy king defends against this, and but we still try and distract the knight. So knight to f8 is a clever move. Now, what can black do about that? Knight to e5 is the clever move, because of course if we queen, check, and black's not going to mind giving up the knight for the queen, because the knight can't win by itself. So knight e5, now king a8, and now knight c6. And has white really got anywhere? Well, we'll try and distract the knight away from the c6 square. So knight d7, king e6, say, knight b6, knight c8, which is a check. And the king's got nicely in, but knight to a7, and if the knight moves away, of course, it's going to be an easy win. But how about knight to b8? What are you going to do about that? Well, knight to b5 check, and the black king is forced away. So that wins. If after knight to d7, black had moved to d6, same sorts of idea. We're going to try and get control of the queen square. Knight to d5 check, and knight to b4 here. Black's not close enough to the queen square for them to put their knight on it. The knight's going to get distracted. White's going to win. So really tricky. I mean, I think the ideas are straightforward enough, aren't they? The knight forks, decoying taking the defender away, sacrificing for a defender, and trying to get control of the queenie square. But yeah, little tricky dickies are night endings. That one actually, I think, another really nice one from John Littlewood. Really nice selection. I think has got all the ideas in that you're likely to need.